I wouldn't say quickest, just timely. I just answered this question, didn't I? Don't ask me no more.
Are you gonna play tomorrow?
Are we going to Toronto tomorrow? We looking forward to it.
Are you going to Toronto?
What did I just say? Who was you think I'm speaking French? We. W-E, not O-U-I. You didn't know I knew French, did you?
I wouldn't put it past.
A little bit.
How good has Wiggins been the last month or so?
How good has Wiggins been the last month or so?
Wiggins ain't been good the last month. Wiggins has been good like the last 6 years of the NBA. Just think, the league is the league, and, you get on certain situations and, your talent is seen more in certain situations than others. I think with Wiggs, it's we had a common teammate, Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler had nothing but amazing things to say about Wiggs, and he really liked playing with Wiggs. That was all I needed to hear, to be honest, because Jimmy doesn't like anybody. So when Jimmy said he liked Wiggs, I started kind of looking at it different. But it's just crazy how the league works. Like a guy like Otto Porter, he's only got 5,000 NBA points. But when I watch him play, I'm like, let me not go that far. It's a situation sometimes. And I think Wiggs is all-time Canadian scorer in the NBA, best player out of Canada. I mean, that says a lot. Steve Nash is from Canada. Steve Nash Canadian, though. I got to tell Wiggs that. True. But where is Kyrie Irving Australian or American?
What do you think about that, buddy?
Aha.
What do you think about that?
Kyrie's my man. So I hope he shows his talent to the world and continues to prove me right that he's top player ever. They don't want him to, they don't want us to see him and his skill set though. His mind's too free. It's y'all fault.
Do you think that can work for a team to have a part-time player?
I mean, with his talent, yeah. With his talent. I mean, as long as he playing in the playoffs, and then if they do what they're supposed to do, get the number 1 seed, they get home court advantage. Oh, no, they want to get the 2nd seed, or the 2nd or 3rd best record. Then they play on the road, then they're going to win every time he play. The dude is that good, but I don't want to say that.
What is your concern level with just the COVID situation and the protocols and all the players that are going into it right now?
It's just you throwing in a trick bag, you know what I mean? Talking to players who are on both sides of it, and then I'm a part of the board with our union. So it's it's two sides to everything. You got a side that's going to be happy and a side that's not going to be happy. So you just got to live with the kind of the decision that's made and understanding that. I think as a group we have to continue to understand that it's 450 players and the majority vote wins. So someone's going to not be happy. So we just all got to, you got to make that decision. You sacrifice something, whether it's your check or putting your family in danger. It's just I was talking about a post game. It's the machine, it's the nature of the machine. And sometimes it can be, I don't know what word to use. The word I was thinking is not the right word. It's going to get used the wrong way, but sometimes it may not be right. It's business over the human element of it. And you got to be able to decide whether you want to participate in it. So it's just tough.
You're just talking playing during the pandemic or not? Or
Right, because, it can go many different ways. Like, can you play with COVID? Someone asked that question. Should you be putting your family at risk? Someone asked that question. You know what I mean? If you dig through the data of the rules that are coming forth, it's easy to see what the main objective is. And the main objective is always to what? Have a fiduciary responsibility to your shareholders. It's the nature of the beast.
You've been on a lot of title teams. As this season progresses now, you look at what's happening and say, you have what it takes to get there.
The thing of us is we have a long way to go. That's the positive. But then we got to get there. So, as you know, you've seen it, you've been watching for a while, we have this thing where we can get too comfortable with the situation. And it's like, Michael Jordan had Jud Bushler, he had Steve Kerr, he had Jason Caffey. You had the bench players who they didn't fall into the trap of living as, I'm on the best team in the world. They kept after it, kept their foot on the gas. You know, they were always on. They were professional about it. But this new age basketball, with so many things going on, everyone's trying to be a brand. So it can get thrown in the mix, and it can kind of throw off the rhythm of, you know, some nights Steph isn't going to have, 40. He might struggle. It's up to us to do the nuance, be well with our nuanced play and get us over the hump. Like, we have to win a few games. And when I see that, then I'll say, we're in a position to win a title.
With the depth that you guys have, are you better positioned to withstand some of this uncertainty?
Yeah, we have depth, but we got to play smarter basketball. Sometimes we get in certain situations where we don't excel or we don't get over the hump with our brains, and like that's the next step for us. So we can't be complacent and say, we're fine here. It's just like identifying, how you're being scouted individually and then how we're being scouted as a team, and say, okay, they've been doing this on me for the last 10 games because they realize that I've done this really well, and they've kind of countered us and they've taken me out the game, whoever that particular player may be or whatever that scout may be, and say, all right, this is what I'll do to counter that. That's next level. So that's a part of the bench and the depth that I feel like we're going to continue to work on and try to get better at.
Are there examples of that are coming to mind?
Oh, 100%. But, I wouldn't give out the blueprint. But, hopefully we're aware of it. I see certain things on the court. It's like, okay, this is what they're doing to that guy. Tonight Canner was all the way off of me. And I see a ton of things. And it was me and Wiggins countered it, and Wiggins went crazy second quarter. So, and Wiggins and I haven't played as much this year at all. But we picked it right up, and he had a crazy second quarter. And, those are the things I'm talking about. But it can't always come from me or can't always come from Draymond. Other guys have to start to see some things and then speak on it or, speak it into existence and go out and do it on the court. Yeah, I'll be cool.